Hello and welcome to our video analyzing the potential for the North Sea to be a dominant power-producing region for Europe. The European Union is heavily dependent on Russian energy, with around a third of the EU's natural gas and oil coming from Russia. This dependency has been a point of concern for the EU, especially in light of the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. The war in Ukraine has led to a deterioration in relations between the EU and Russia, and has caused the EU to look for alternative sources of energy. To give you an idea of the extent of the EU's dependence on Russian energy, let's look at some numbers. According to the European Commission, in 2019, around 35% of the EU's natural gas imports came from Russia. In terms of oil, the EU imported around 30% of its oil from Russia in 2019. This dependence is even more pronounced in certain member states, with some countries such as Germany, Poland, and the Baltic states being even more dependent on Russian energy. The impact of the war in Ukraine on EU-Russia energy relations has been significant. The conflict, which began in 2014, has resulted in the imposition of sanctions by the EU and the United States on Russia, and has led to a deterioration in relations between the two sides. As a result, the EU has been looking for ways to reduce its dependence on Russian energy. The development of new technologies, specifically in offshore wind energy, has made the North Sea a potential replacement for Russian energy. Given the ongoing conflict in Ukraine and the EU's desire to reduce its dependence on Russian energy, the EU has been looking for alternative sources of energy. One such alternative source is the North Sea. The North Sea Offshore Grid, officially the North Sea's Countries Offshore Grid Initiative, NSCOGI, is a collaboration between EU member states and Norway to create an integrated offshore energy grid which links wind farms and other renewable energy sources across the northern seas of Europe. It is one of several proposed European supergrid schemes. Since 2016, the cooperation has been integrated into the new political declaration on energy cooperation between the North Sea's countries. Thanks to new technological developments, the North Sea may now be the replacement for Russian energy for the EU. The North Sea Wind Power Hub proposal is a plan to build a large-scale offshore wind farm in the North Sea, which would be connected to several European countries via an underwater power cable. The proposal, which was first put forward by a group of Dutch, Danish, and German companies, aims to create a hub for the generation, storage, and distribution of renewable energy in the North Sea. The hub would consist of several wind turbines, which would be connected to an offshore substation. From there, the electricity generated by the turbines would be sent via an underwater power cable to a hub in the North Sea. The hub would then distribute the electricity to several European countries via a network of underwater power cables. The main goal of the proposal is to increase the use of renewable energy in the European Union and to reduce the EU's dependence on fossil fuels. The proposal also aims to create new jobs and economic opportunities in the renewable energy sector, as well as to improve energy security in the EU. The North Sea Wind Power Hub proposal is still in the early stages of development, and there are several challenges that need to be addressed before it can be implemented. One of the main challenges is the cost of building and maintaining the offshore wind farm and the underwater power cables. Additionally, there are also technical challenges associated with building and operating an offshore wind farm at such a large scale. Despite these challenges, the North Sea Wind Power Hub proposal has gained significant support from several EU countries, as well as from the European Commission. The European Union is actively exploring the possibility of building a large-scale offshore wind farm in the North Sea as part of its efforts to increase the use of renewable energy and to reduce its dependence on fossil fuels. The proposal is seen as a key part of the EU's strategy to achieve its climate and energy goals, and it is expected that the European Commission will continue to support its development in the future. The North Sea Offshore Grid Initiative, also known as the North Seas Countries Offshore Grid Initiative, NSCOGI, is a collaboration between EU member states and Norway to create an integrated offshore energy grid that links wind farms and other renewable energy sources across the northern seas of Europe. The initiative was established in 2016 and is a part of the new political declaration on energy cooperation between the North Seas countries. The primary goal of the initiative is to create a sustainable energy system for the North Sea region. This is achieved by linking the offshore wind farms, wave and tidal energy, and other renewable energy sources in the region through an integrated grid. This will help to reduce the dependence on fossil fuels and increase the share of renewable energy in the energy mix. One of the key projects under the North Sea Offshore Grid Initiative is the North Sea Wind Power Hub proposal. The proposal aims to create a large-scale offshore wind power hub in the North Sea that could supply renewable energy to multiple countries in the region. The hub would consist of multiple wind farms connected to an offshore grid, which would then be connected to the onshore grid in the participating countries. The North Sea Wind Power Hub proposal is a significant step towards achieving the EU's goal of reaching 32% renewable energy by 2030. It would provide a clean and sustainable source of energy for the participating countries and help to reduce the dependence on fossil fuels. In addition, it would also create new opportunities for economic growth and job creation in the region. The initiative also has the potential to bring significant economic benefits to the participating countries. By creating a large-scale offshore wind power hub, it would attract significant investments in the region and create new opportunities for economic growth and job creation. Furthermore, it would also help to reduce the costs of electricity for consumers, as the hub would have a significant amount of scale, which would lead to lower costs. The North Sea Offshore Grid Initiative, and specifically the North Sea Wind Power Hub proposal, is a crucial step towards achieving a sustainable energy system for the North Sea region. It's a solution that can help to reduce dependence on fossil fuels, increase the share of renewable energy, and bring significant economic benefits to the participating countries. In conclusion, the North Sea Offshore Grid Initiative and the North Sea Wind Power Hub proposal are significant steps towards reducing the European Union's dependence on Russian energy. The potential for the North Sea to generate a significant amount of wind energy, combined with recent technological advancements, makes it a viable alternative to Russian energy. The initiative is still in the planning stages, but if successful, it could have a major impact on the EU's energy security and independence. Want to learn more? Look in our description at our sources for extended reading. If you liked this video, please give us a like and subscribe. Let us know if there is any other topic you'd like us to cover. If you have any comments or suggestions, please let us know. Thanks for watching.